This is a true story of a place, a person, and a time long hidden in the dark green density of the Florida Everglades. It is a story that begins with the love of a man for a woman and ends in a war that was never won. It is the story of a man as violent as the natural earth about him, and of a man so dedicated to a life of peace that he set the whole territory of Florida into a raging inferno.
Burn it down.
Don't you know to knock, Mr. Wilson?
Will that be my money you're counting, Mr. Gillis?
Of course not.
Now, maybe that is my money.
You bought official permission to hunt escaped slaves in Indian Territory.
And you got the money.
If you're inferring that I'm using the government's money...
I ain't inferring. When it comes to money, I don't need to infer. Now, do I, Gillis? Maybe he even sold the Indians permission to steal the slaves back.
What do you mean?
I mean a bunch of them stinking Indians sneaked off with my property.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Well, how do I know you don't? We was camped this morning, them Indians sneaked into my wagons and stole 6 prime slaves I took from the village of Holomiko last night.
You only have permission to buy slaves, not take them.
I'll take them any way I please. If I were you, I'd be careful, Wilson.
The general doesn't want the Indians to be disturbed, not with the treaty coming up to be signed.
Treaty? I thought we already got a treaty. Says the Indians are to be taken to the west, and the escaped slaves are to be taken back to their owners.
Treaties are government business, Wilson. Government business.
And I paid the government money for a license to hunt slaves.
But the Indians won't honor a treaty that says they have to leave the slaves behind them.
They gotta leave them.
They won't. They regard the Negroes as allies. After all, some of them were born in the Seminole villages.
A slave is a slave and belongs to his owner, and so do his children. Now, you send the Indians out west like the treaty says. I'll take care of the slaves. What you need around here, Gillis, is a little more guts. You and General Finch both.
What we need around here, Wilson, are a few more guns and a few more troops and a few more supplies. That's what we need around here. I need a little less of the stinking heat. And a damn lot less of Georgia slave traders.
Well, now, maybe what you really need, Gillis, is a little more money. Just a little more money, huh?
Get your business over with.
I want them blacks the Indians took from my wagons this morning.
Who took them?
I didn't have time to ask questions. They left this.
The rising sun. Osceola. This is bad.
Who's Osceola?
A troublemaker. The chiefs listen to him.
You better listen to me, Gillis. Either you get me a government patrol to go out and get my property back, or I'm going to see to it that the government needs a new Indian agent down here. One of them honorable kind that don't take money for favors. Tell you, patrol is a special one I want. A squaw with a silver band on her arm. I want her for myself, Gillis. Says I for the knife you got. Well, he threw it at me, but he missed. There it is, gents, the knife. A real Indian carved knife. I'll take $1 for it. Come on, who'll give me $1? It's real genuine. Taken from a dirty, stinking yellow redskin. Who'll give me $1 for it?
It belongs to the rising sun, to Osceola. It is my knife.
Osceola. Hey, Osceola! Osceola! I hear you're a heap big chief with the Seminoles. There ain't no reason why you and me can't make a deal on them slaves you stole.
Indians do not sell people like white men.
Holomiko sold them to me, and I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get all of them.
What's the trouble?
Indian here's giving me his lip. Drawing a knife on me. Still got it in his hand.
What does the rising sun say? Estahatki, Olawagas, Laxiojos.
What does that mean?
Means you're a liar.
No Indian calls me. Get away from me.
You're all so drunk.
I want a patrol, Major. I want a patrol to go out and get them escaped slaves this Indian stole off of me.
The Negroes in that village you raided last night were born and reared there. They're not your property, Wilson, so you'll get no patrol. There'd be no trouble with the Seminoles if it weren't for slave traders. If I find you on this post an hour from now, license or no license, I'll arrest you myself.
General, The general's gonna hear of this.
I'll be at your village tonight. I must talk with you. Itoshe.
She'll be a good wife, Osceola. A pretty one. Remember when we were boys in the army post? We staged a massacre and scalped all of my sister's dolls. I don't think I've ever seen my father so angry. He really went on the warpath, didn't he?
My white brother did not ride all the way to my village to speak of boyhood days and dolls.
Olamika was raw. He was a fool to let Wilson get him drunk enough to sell an entire village.
Olamika is not my tribe.
He's an Indian. You better talk to him.
Will talk bring back the lives of those who were killed last night?
I have no heart, Osceola, or tongue, to tell you how the white man regards your Negro allies. To the slave trader, they're slaves, property. You know as well as I that the white man will fight for his property.
The Indian will fight to keep his friends from being stolen.
I would hate to fight against my red brother. But I, too, am a warrior, Osceola. And if ordered, I have no choice. Speak to your chiefs. They listen, because you have lived with the white man, and you know the white man's thoughts. Tell them that the white soldier, who is their friend, speaks true when he tells them to go to the western lands.
Watch carefully, white brother. My fist cannot stop the small grains from sifting through. They must fall even though I try to stop them. It cannot be helped. If war is to come, then it shall come. What is to begin has begun.
For many suns and moons we've been friends. I hope your God and mine are kind.
Today I became your wife. So soon you speak of blood and death. In man's language, there is much a woman cannot understand.
Imoka. If white man's hand should ever touch your body. It is better to leave this land of ours for a land of no promise. We shall be safe.
The voice of love speaks to the spirits of the water. The chiefs will listen to my husband when there will be no fighting, no death.
Well, the young men will be angry at first. But when they're older, they'll know the words are wise.
And the mothers and the wives will praise him, and the songs of the children. And there will be legends about Osceola, whose greatness and wisdom brought peace to his people. And I shall tell them that he is my husband. And I shall tell all the old women of how you made love to me.
Why, what do you want of us?
The girl is an escaped slave. She's my property.
Keep still, Indian, or I'll put a bullet through her.
He needs a little learning and manners, boys.
Get away from him! Follow us if you wanted to stay alive.
Chitona!
know the sign says Indian agent, but it does not give leave to all you Indians to come in here without permission. Since you're in, what do you want?
I come to the agent for help. And for the help of the soldiers. This fort.
Yes?
A man named Wilson stole my wife.
If this is just another one of these complaints about the slave owners taking back their property, I can save you time by informing you that Mr. Wilson has the protection of the United States government. He has a license. License to capture any escaped slaves and to buy any that the chiefs want to sell.
My wife is a Seminole. Not a slave. She belongs to me.
You released some slaves from Mr. Wilson's wagon train, didn't you? That was stealing too, wasn't it? Where are you going?
To see Major Dade.
Major Dade is left for Fort Brooke. General's orders. Now, I know how you feel about losing your wife, but it was a natural mistake. And I might be able to have some influence with Mr. Wilson. Now, if you were to persuade Micanopah and all the other chiefs to go west, and if you were to allow all the Negroes to go back to their owners, I might be able to get Chichota back for you.
Are you a friend of the Seminole? Or the slave trader?
Guard! Guard! Don't do anything rash! Guard! Drop that knife, Indian! Drop it! Osceola, by order of General Finch, you will be held prisoner at this fort until you arrange a meeting between us and all your chiefs to sign a new treaty. Take him away. Be it understood that both parties represented by the chiefs of the Seminole Nation and by this duly appointed Indian agent for the territory of Florida do peacefully enjoin to agree to this treaty, hereafter to be recorded as the Treaty of Payne's Landing. Whereas a treaty between the United States
Their trail was lost at the fork of the Great River.
was made and concluded
They took
at
boats.
Fort Gibson, Arkansas on the 28th day
I
of
was
March,
told there was a woman
1833. And
with the white
whereas
slave
the
trade.
Seminole Nation agreed to relinquish to the United States all
Say that
claim to the land they now
was found when she
occupy
tried
in
to
the
escape.
territory of Florida. And whereas the Seminole Nation did agree to emigrate to
killed
the
there.
western country assigned to the nation of the Creeks, which is west of the Mississippi. The Seminoles, being anxious to be relieved from repeated demands for slaves and other property alleged to have been stolen by them.
I'll walk.
Why does Micanopah interrupt the message of the Great White Father?
Micanopah says the writing is bad. He did not sign that writing.
The mark of Micanopah is here on this paper.
The white man is very clever. Indians cannot read. The words are false.
That treaty was read to your chiefs by an Indian agent at that time.
The agent gave the chiefs whiskey. They did not understand the words.
Proceed. Proceed with the reading. No more interruptions.
The United States does agree to have said property investigated and to liquidate that which may be satisfactorily established. and the Seminoles agree that their nation shall commence removal to their new homes in the West by ship from Tampa Bay as soon as the government can make arrangements for their transportation.
The chief of all Seminoles wants to know if our allies will go with us.
All except those slaves stolen or escaped.
Will slave traders like the man called Wilson be the ones who will say which ones escaped?
The Seminoles will be paid for all slaves taken from them in gold.
And whiskey? Like the great white father used in making men sign treaties?
Finish it! Finish the reading! Finish it!
Be it understood, therefore, that the undersigned are chiefs duly appointed by the Seminole Nation, and their mark upon this treaty is binding.
And if the chiefs do not sign?
My orders are that any chief who does not sign this treaty of removal to the West shall no longer be considered the chief of the Seminole Nation.
Charlie Amathla. Yaha Hadjo. Koi Hadjo. Alligator. Micanopah.
In the name of the President of the United States, I declare the following no longer chiefs of their nation. Koi Hadjo. Micanopah. Alligator. Yaha Hadjo.
My name was not called.
You are not chief on my rolls. But if Rising Sun will sign, he shall be great chief in place of Micanopah.
This is the only way I will ever sign a treaty with a white man.
You will regret this, Osceola. I will hunt you down until you are dead.
Let them go in peace.
That man you fired a hate that only your blood will satisfy.
What is to begin has begun.
People of our nation have spoken through the voice of the council. The rising sun, Osceola, is now warrior chief of the Seminole. Now let him speak.
Listen to my words, for these are words of war. You shall gather into one place the grain and cattle of your tribes. Your son and their sons shall leave their villages and gather as one to the chiefs of the nations. Why do you bring me Amathala?
He sent his people to Fort Brooke. He was leaving his village when we took him. He carries white man's gold.
The white man paid well for the honor of a Seminole.
The white agent bought our cattle. When my people reach the western lands, this gold will buy food. They are not hungry for war.
The council of this nation has spoken. Any chief who takes his people to the ships at Fort Brooke must die.
The rising sun speaks for a council who listens to the fire of his voice. Because of his hate for the white man and his love and pride in a woman, the council would destroy the nation with war. Surely Osceola knows that the white man is as many as the sands of the sea. Even now, many soldiers ride from Fort Brooke.
How do you know this?
They told me at Fort King when I was paid for the cattle.
You must order your people to return.
I know my brother well. In him there is a hatred that even blood cannot smother. I shall not bring my people back to die because of it.
Do what you must do.
Rising sun can shoot well when we hunted. The hatred in him clouds his aim.
Listen. Listen to my orders. Alligator, you will ambush the column that rides from Fort Brooke. When Fort King is destroyed, I will meet him at the place of ambush. First blood is on my hands. Leave the gold that caused it.
Nice night for a walk, sir.
Has the advance guard arrived from Major Dade's column yet?
Not yet. The runner should be through directly, sir.
I'll be at the sutler's store if I'm needed. Attention, soldier. Attention. Wake up, soldier. Go! bringing color. Or Brooke. Warn him, Indians. Warpath. Major Dade.
At the big swamp with the guns and ammunition. I'm riding on to the place of ambush.
Captain, noticed it this quiet in these swamps before?
Now that you mention it, no. Oh, but I've only been here a few weeks, Major.
A lot to learn about this place. Some men can live here a lifetime, never know it. That's the trouble, Captain.
Well, you seem to know it pretty well, sir.
Too many people don't know this place. The people in it. Can't take a man fresh from the War Department, the Academy. Put him down here in this fever, and swamp, and sweat. Expect him to know what it's all about. Different with me, I was born here. I grew up among a lot of these trees. Me and the Indians.
I've heard tell you know the Indians pretty well, sir.
Indian lover, you mean?
No,
That's
sir.
all right, Captain. If you haven't heard it, you will. People don't like things they can't understand. I understand the Indians, because I was raised with them. I'm only one man in the most misunderstood territory in America. Country full of generals who can't understand the Indians. Country full of Indians who can't understand the generals. In the middle of them both, a country full of runaway slaves who can't understand either one of them. It's a strange thing, Captain. Called a mistake. A lot of mistakes made by a lot of people. The only answer is here. This was here long before those mistakes. It'll be here long after those mistakes are made.
Udashe, Major, Udashe. Hachi Yali.
Anihi Asaka? Ayana Untishe. Found a place for you to ford upstream. It's good and solid up there.
Didn't you speak to him in Seminole, sir?
That's one of the riddles, Captain. He was born a slave, raised a Seminole. Now he works for the American Army.
Halt, halt!
Eines Bunga Hajia.
Agacheni ain't Salish? Indian side. Incha. The tribe of the rising sun, Osceola. Don't worry, Captain. I know him well. Very well. On a new trail for us. Should be cutting through that strand. Probably too thick for the wagons and cannons. Captain, halt the column.
Column! Ho!
Company, halt!
Looks like we lost our trail.
Lost our guide, too.
Larry! Larry Pacheco! Larry Pacheco!
Don't mind saying, Major, I'm glad you're an Indian lover. I hope they love you as much.
Swing the column about. Get him out of here. surrounded. We'll push hard. There's nothing to George, sir. It's a massacre.
Shut up, go back. Do something, Major. For God's sake, do something.
I'm fine.
Gods were not kind. Yours are mine.
general of the treaty, who escaped me at Fort King, now leads a new army. 10 times my fingers and 10 times more.
More than 200.
We can take them with 100 braves, as you did with Dade.
Now there will be more battles. Until all of us are destroyed.
Is that not the purpose of war? To fight battles?
I buried my white brother by the lake where we fished and hunted together. They say he called my name many times in battle. But I was too busy taking revenge at Fort King.
I listened to the voice of Osceola, chief of the Seminoles. But I hear a white man's words.
My brother Kawakachi is fortunate. He was not raised with a white man as I was.
Reinforcements. The men are dropping like flies.
Last time, no, Captain. Is that clear? I do not stop until I have him. Do you understand? I do not stop until I have Osceola.
Captain Pace.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Captain Pace, Osceola just entered the camp, sir. Kawakachi, the Wildcats, with him.
Good. Well, that does it, Lieutenant. All the chiefs and tribes of the Seminole Nation camped in the shadow of this fort. Now, Osceola. Wonder how they'll like the rock and sand of Oklahoma. A lot of difference between that territory and this green forest they live in, poor devils.
It's going to be a job to separate the slaves from that camp.
Separate the slaves?
Well, yes, sir. It's my understanding we've got to separate the slaves from the Indians at sunup. They're being shipped to Georgia.
Where did you get that information?
From the Indian agent, sir. General orders.
Lieutenant, you'll have the Indian agent report to my quarters immediately. And, Lieutenant, you can reduce the guard on the encampment. The Indians are here of their own free will.
Did you sign a treaty?
Our marks are on the paper. Mine is at the top.
10 days. 10 days from our camp, I have found a land with more game than our nation can hunt in 10 times as many seasons. It's a warm land, with trees as thick and strong as the pride of this nation that you would give to the white man. It is a land where our young men can grow strong and powerful.
Strong and powerful to become the warriors of Osceola. To war again, to starve again, to spill more blood.
It is a land of peace.
You speak bravely of peace, as a woman speaks bravely of war. But there is no peace in you, Osceola. The new Indian agent gives us a new land, and cattle and homes for our people. Our allies of black skin will go with us. I, Micanopah, have spoken for this nation. It is the will of the council that to this treaty will go the mark of the rising sun, Osceola.
Right. The paper was signed in good faith by these Indians. You're breaking a treaty.
I'm the new Indian agent, Captain. Indian agent. When it comes to Indians, my word is law, treaty or no treaty.
There's such a thing as honor, Mr. Wilson. Treaties are supposed to be honorable documents.
Pretty words, Captain. Very pretty. But others has honor besides you and the Indians, the slave owners, for instance. It's their honored right to get back every slave in that Seminole camp. And that's the way it's going to be.
The Seminole Nation signed a treaty allowing them to take their allies west. This treaty will be followed to the letter. And I'll see that the Army prepares charges against you for immediate removal.
Prepare them, Captain. Prepare all the charges you like. By the time a general gets back to this post or your charges reach the authorities, my job here will be done. In the meanwhile, Captain, you're to follow the general's orders, to assist the Indian agent to whatever extent the agent sees fit.
And does the general know that you intend shipping half this encampment to Georgia as runaway slaves?
Oh. Why bother the general with such unimportant details, eh, Captain? General's been away. He's been sick, remember? Just mumbling curses at Osceola all day long. Meanwhile, I'm Indian agent, and you're in command of this post with orders to assist. Now, when you get all the slaves separated and on their way, you can do what you like with the Indians.
How did scum like you get appointed Indian agent?
Well, it's very simple, Captain. Very simple. All you need is influence and money. And the slave owners has plenty of both. That Indian. I saw his face in the window. Weren't that Osceola?
It could have been.
I didn't know he'd come in yet. I thought he was still in the woods.
Mr. Wilson, as Indian agent, I hope you'll enjoy the job of explaining your new order to Osceola and to the other chiefs. Get up.
Look, son. Look, son.
Chichota. They told me you were dead.
I am dead to you. I was afraid to see you. I do not belong in your arms. The white men have shamed me.
I only care that you've returned. Find Gawagaji. He'll keep you safe until I return. Where in the fort does Wilson sleep?
No, they might kill you.
The Great Spirit does not intend for us to be separated again.
He sleeps in a room high on the east wall.
I won't be long.
There's an Indian in this fort.
There's Indians all over this fort. What of it?
There's one in this room. He's stealing.
You better lay off that government rum ration. It killed my grandma. Now, if you don't mind, there's a change of guard going on.
Wait a minute, Osceola. I brought your wife back. I'll pay you for her. I'll pay you for her in gold. $200 for the woman. $200 in gold. $500. $500. $500. Please. 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 Please.
Now we can gather our tribes. Now we can move south.
It cannot be done. I've been the white man's prisoner. And with my own eyes, I've seen more soldiers than I could count. They will find us.
Prisoner?
They followed me to my father's village in the deep grass. The white man knew I spied on them. They took me and my father's family.
How did you escape?
They gave me my freedom and a horse. So I could come to you. The general called Finch. Took my word that I would bring the rising sun to him.
My ears do not clearly understand.
For many suns, I was in the white man's jail. And then the soldier came to me and said the general would speak with me. They said the treaty the chiefs had signed was good. That our allies would be with us. Our property would be safe. Then they said, bring us Osceola, your chief of war, that we may speak with him of his nation staying in this land. Of white and red men living in peace. This I said I would do.
Lies! Lies! Are there none among you who hear the white man's words as lies? And you listen to them. You agreed to their forked tongues and promised to give me to them?
Even as my brother Osceola speaks. My father lies in the dampness of the white man's prison. Sick with long hunger. The prison is filled with Seminoles who could not follow Osceola into the deep woods because they did not have the strength to go. We have no food. Would you feed warriors roots? And no guns? Would you have us fight with stones? From the lips of the white general himself, I heard these words. Wherever the Seminole goes, he shall be found. Shall be taken. I too am hungry.
The marks upon this hand I know so well. It is the hand of a warrior and a hunter.
And upon it, the blood of my brother Mathala, and my white brother Dade. The blood of 1,000 more. A man named Wilson lies dead for the shame he brought to you, and Gillis for the wrongs he did my people.
In my arms is the woman who was taken from me. The woman for whom my life is lived. Why does the blood of war still feed my heart? Why do I hunger for it?
The mothers and the wives will praise him, and the songs of the children. And there will be legends about Osceola, whose greatness and wisdom brought peace to his people. And I shall tell them that he is my husband.
The stillness of the night. It's been a long, long time since I heard it.
Is everything in readiness?
Just as you ordered, sir. The Indians carry no arms. There should be no trouble.
Good. Good. You can take over now, Major Towers. And run out a cannon above those gates. We'll give Osceola a full salute.
Yes, sir.
And Major, I think it advisable to keep an eye on Captain Pace. Under the circumstances, you shall tell him I do not want him at the treaty table. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
That has left me. And the words I can no longer speak go with you. You are the spirit of this nation.
Osceola, let the rising sun speak as well in peace as he did in war. May no harm come to him.
I carry their flag of white cloth. It is their sign of truce. They honor it. My heart is here with you. The white general salutes you. It is good.
Attention!
Osceola, the rising sun, warrior leader of the Seminole Nation, has come to talk with General Finch of peace between our people. He comes under your flag of white cloth.
Are you prepared to deliver up all slaves now or ever owned by you or taken from the citizens at once?
You must speak. I cannot. The rising sun came here to talk of peace under your flag of white cloth. These are not the words you gave me.
Take over, Sergeant. Close ranks! Osceola has been taken, sir, under the white flag, just as you ordered.
The end justifies the means. He has made fools of us too often. Too often!
General! What are you doing, General? You can't take a man under a white flag.
I'll take him any way I see fit. He is a criminal and a treaty breaker.
You don't know what you're doing. You're insane.
There are entirely too many Indian lovers under my command. You are under arrest, Captain Pace. Do you hear me? Under arrest. Confine yourself to quarters until I bring charges. Imprison Osceola! Imprison him!
The white man has won a great victory today. Chain me. Make it complete.
Imprison him!
Detail, forward!
Congress has ordered an investigation of your capture. They'll order your release, but it'll take time. Meanwhile, your tribes are camped by this fort. I've ordered their protection. There's nothing more I can do. The general is going to be relieved of his command. He's sick. Ill. Ill with hate. Osceola, are you any less to blame? Is there any less blood on your hands? Guard, perhaps tomorrow I can arrange for your wife to come and see you. She's well. At least eat your food. You can't go for days without eating.
Tonight. Tonight. It must be tonight. If she comes, I might keep her. Just true, my brother. We've starved ourselves enough. Perhaps now we can pass through the bars. White man weaves strong cloth for his blankets. Will hold us down the long wall. First I will reach the window. Then I will drop one end of the rope down to you. It is Osceola, white general once in prison, not Kawakachi. The wildcat and the rising sun. I
have hunted deer together, and fought the white soldiers side by side. Either we go together, or we stay together.
Let go, Akachi, listen.
If Osceola escapes the white man's prison, there'll be war again.
Already there's a touch of the white man's fever to your body. Cold and dampness is not good for you.
I am still war chief of the Seminole. Listen to my words. Gather our people. Go from village to village, every man, woman, and child, young and old. Take them south to the land of the grassy waters I found, where there is fish and game and plenty. Tell them, live in peace as they did before Osceola. Tell them Osceola's war is over. It was a war of misunderstanding, a war of hatred among men, as I have hated. And the white general hated me. Enough blood has been spilled because of it. Guard well the one I love most. And say I spoke as well in peace as I did in war. And that my heart is peaceful with hers, and shall be with her in the warmth of the sunlight and the stillness of night.
Osceola, your blood is my blood. Your spirit is my spirit, and I take it with me. By all that is between us, I swear that it shall never leave this land. The rising sun shall never set.
The mothers and the wives will praise him, and the songs of the children. And there will be legends about Osceola, whose greatness and wisdom brought peace to his people. And I shall tell them that he is my husband.